Vintage Story has tons of entertaining things in it. So in this video, I will show you 10 fun things to do in Vintage Story if you are bored. So the first thing to do in Vintage Story if you are bored is to do all this, to build yourself a city or a town. A lot of players eventually end up shoving everything into one giant mansion where storage rooms, bedrooms and workshops are packed under a single roof. While that's certainly efficient, it also means you miss out one of Vintage Story's biggest strengths: building. Instead of one mega building, give every activity its own dedicated structure with its own architectural style, materials and purpose. For example, build a tannery where all your leatherworking takes place. Construct a proper kitchen where you conduct your gastronomical adventures. Create a large windmill that also houses your underground cellar system for storing food. Add the barn for your livestock, a brewery where you make your favorite beverages, and maybe even attach a cozy tavern where you can rest after a long day of being bored. You could also build a port with a small fishing shack overlooking the water, complete with docks, boats and storage for your fishing supplies. The best part is that every new building gives you another excuse to experiment with different construction styles and materials. Before you know it, your little starter base has grown into a thriving settlement that actually feels alive. Once you have built an entire town, it's only natural that you will need roads to connect everything together. But don't stop there, build roads absolutely everywhere. Connect your favorite trader to your main base. Build proper roads leading to all your mine shafts. Make a path to your resin-producing pine trees. Connect distant farms, hunting cabins and every other important location you regularly visit. Not only does it make your world look much more organized, but roads also increase your movement speed, meaning you will actually save time every single day. Heck, if you are feeling ambitious, light the roads with lanterns or torches so they are a bit safer to travel at night. Suddenly, taking a quick night stroll around your world becomes surprisingly relaxing. I haven't started this project myself yet, but it's definitely on my to-do list. And honestly, the Romans would be proud, but you can only build straight roads. Ugh, my OCD. If we have already conquered the land with roads, why not do the same with water? On the default world generation settings and without mods, large sailable waterways are fairly uncommon. Most bodies of water end up feeling disconnected and aren't particularly useful for long-distance travel. One of my biggest dream projects in Vintage Story is creating a massive network of artificial canals that connect separate lakes into one giant sailing system. Imagine being able to travel across huge sections of your world entirely by boat, stopping at ports you have built along the way. The long-awaited river update is still a long way off, so until then, this is probably the closest you can get to building your own water transportation network. It's a massive undertaking, but that's exactly what makes it such a satisfying long-term project. While you are expanding your canal network or simply exploring farther from home, you should also start building additional bases. Small ports and travel hubs are incredibly useful, especially if they contain all the essentials you will need while you are away from your main settlement. Build tiny fishing shacks along the coast, construct hunting cabins deep in the forests, make fortified outposts near important locations. You can even build themed bases for every biome in your world. For example, build a sandstone outpost in the desert, a snowy mountain lodge high in the peaks, or a rustic wooden cabin hidden inside a dense forest. Not only does this make exploration more enjoyable, but it also gives every biome its own unique identity. If you are looking for something more adventurous, it's time to head underground. A lot of players actually skip cave exploration because it's completely optional and honestly, it can be pretty terrifying and dangerous. but that's also what makes it exciting. Preparing for a cave expedition is almost as fun as the expedition itself. Packing enough food, healing supplies, spare tools and plenty of light sources make every trip feel like a real adventure. The rewards are absolutely worth it. You can discover unique cosmetic items, collect valuable Jonas parts that are otherwise quite rare, and uncover more of vintage stories, fascinating lore through books and scrolls. Every cave feels like a mystery waiting to be explored, and you never quite know what you will find around the next corner. Psst, hey you! Yeah, you! Don't you think I don't know you are still not subscribed? Most of us spend our entire playthrough living comfortably on the surface. But what if you did the exact opposite? With patch 1.22, players now have access to enormous underground dungeons that were once inhabited by ancient humans. Instead of simply looting them, try cleaning one out completely and turning it into your permanent home. Yes, you will have to deal with the dangers first, but once you have secured the area, you can build an incredibly unique underground settlement. There is also an added challenge, since some parts can be temporarily unstable. With the allow underground farming world setting enabled and enough light, you can even grow crops below the surface. Animals are also perfectly happy underground as long as they have sufficient lighting to prevent their despawn. You could build an underground blacksmith by diverting a nearby rapids into the dungeon to create a smithy. It's definitely one of the most unique ways to experience the game. And you would make certain individuals proud.
Karl would approve of this.
If you enjoy long-term progression, this project will keep you busy for a very long time. Try reaching Generation 10 with every animal species. Some animals, like chickens, are relatively quick to breed. Others, like goats, will test your patience for years. And if you are truly a masochist, don't stop until you have every single animal variant in your world at Generation 10. Nothing feels better than walking through a fully domesticated farm where the swine won't attack you and you won't die in a workplace accident. To complete the ultimate farming challenge, plant a massive orchard and wait for all of your fruit trees to reach their maximum size, which takes several in-game years. Sometimes the best way to make Vintage Story feel fresh again is to start a completely different kind of world. Try generating a world made mostly of small islands and create your own water-based civilization. Or challenge yourself by starting in a harsh desert or a freezing snowy region where survival becomes much more difficult. If you have always played with enemies disabled, try turning them back on. Enable temporal storms if you have never experienced them before. There are dozens of world generation settings that completely change how the game feels, and experimenting with them can make Vintage Story feel brand new again. Finally, sometimes the best thing you can do is simply take a break. There is nothing wrong with stepping away from Vintage Story for a little while. In fact, taking a break often makes coming back even more enjoyable because everything feels fresh again. You could try another survival game and compare its mechanics, or jump into a completely different genre altogether.
Oh, they're good, Emperor!
For example, if you enjoy strategy games, you could check out Crusader Kings 3, which I have already covered here on the channel. Sometimes all you need is a short break before diving back into Vintage Story for another few hundred hours. If you are absolutely adamant about playing only Vintage Story, then don't worry, there are still a few things left to try. Play multiplayer, if you have friends. Play through the story? Yeah, there is one. Collect butterflies. They really love it up in the HQ. Install some mods. I hear there are a lot of them. Do taxidermy, and if you are still bored, let me introduce you to chiseling. and say goodbye to your free time. So those are 10 fun things to do in Vintage Story if you are bored, and hopefully you are not bored anymore. Anyway, thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe to see more content, and I'll see you next time. Bye! A quick announcement, the channel has reached its 1-year anniversary, at least this is where I'm counting the start date from, and it has been a long road. There were many different projects I did in the last couple of months, and I wanted to thank you all for your support. You are truly amazing. I really hope you enjoyed the Vintage Story content so far. I sure am. Thanks for everything.